Today we're at Chandlers Ford, a fairly large, mainly residential area a few miles north of Southampton in Hampshire, England. Until the 16th century it only consisted of a few isolated farmsteads, but grew steadily on the completion of a railway in the mid-19th century and the development of a brickworks. So what is a ford exactly? Well, this is a ford. It's a very simple place where people and carts could cross a shallow stream or river. And this is a ford. Often, as in winter, the water was too deep for walking through, so a simple footbridge was sometimes constructed, while horses and carts could still go through the water. And this is a ford where the next stage would be to build a more substantial bridge in place of the footbridge, and perhaps abandon the ford altogether and just build a well-constructed and strong bridge. And this is a ford in a ford. The main stream that flows through the area is called Monks Brook, although officially it is designated as a river and is therefore managed by the Environment Agency. This rises in at least 7 locations to the north and west of the current town. The stream has been documented since 932 AD in the charter by King Athelstan, being used as a boundary marker, and named Monks Brook for the monks of Hyde Abbey in Winchester, who owned the land in the 14th century. The official source is near Bucket's Corner, near St John the Baptist Church on the road to North Baddesley. The church is mentioned in the Domesday Book, was renamed in 1304 from All Saints, with a tower built in 1674. The church acts as a small pilgrim place and is ideal to visit when you need a quiet space for reflection. Another major source of the Monks Brook feeds the lovely lakes in the area of Hiltingbury, before joining the main stream near to the junction of the Winchester and Hursley roads. The lakes are genuinely historic, originating as medieval fish ponds and feeding a likely 16th century mill. It's a very pleasant area to visit and walk around. If we now turn back in time 2 centuries or more, when the Romans built a major road from Winchester towards the coast at Poole, choosing the higher ground through what is now the New Forest. The Roman road follows roughly the route of Winchester Road, continuing through where Selwoods is located. We can see that this crosses Monks Brook very near to the Chandlers Ford precinct, and is likely the place of the first major ford that gave the town its name. In the Hampshire Record Office is a Hursley estate map dated 1588 that is clearly marked Chandlers Ford, possibly named after a local family, the Chandlers. Spelling wasn't so important back then. Local accents and illiteracy often result in differences that today seem odd. The bridge we see today has been rebuilt many times, and the road level raised to the point that few people even realise there is a bridge or a stream running underneath. Remember that until the Chandlers Ford A33 bypass was constructed in the 1960s, this was the main road between Southampton and Winchester, London, and also the Midlands. So it's not surprising that it was built and maintained to a high standard. Of course, there would have been many other fords anywhere else going back into antiquity. Wherever there was a need to cross a body of water, they would use a ford. It's very likely that another major ford existed where Monks Brook now runs underneath Hursley Road. Again, long forgotten in the midst of time, with exception to the name of the nearby pub, which was originally named the Railway Hotel, before being the Monks Brook, and also Ford Farm further along Hursley Road, noted in 1915 maps. Just next to the bridge is an Environment Agency water level flood monitoring station. This is one of over 1,000 similar stations across England that monitor and provide critical data for flood warnings transmission. There is a link in the description below to riverlevels.co.uk where you can get further information. It's rather a shame that the whole length of Monks Brook in the area has been improved by straightening and lining with concrete, making it unattractive to look at and no doubt of little use to wildlife. No doubt it is efficient and reduces the risk of flooding though. There was another ford that definitely existed and also needs to be mentioned. Although it is now within the boundary of Chandlers Ford, at the time it was a long way from the original village and is marked on old maps as Northend. This is where Lee Road crosses Monks Brook. Lee Road was originally a very minor road and a ford was all that was needed at that time. Looking at the area today, it has changed beyond all comprehension. This is right at junction 13 of the M3 motorway and is always now exceptionally busy and noisy. This 1960s aerial photo shows the construction of the Chandlers Ford bypass and where Northend Ford was located. Just up the road from the Ford location is Ford Avenue, named in recognition. As for the Monks Brook, it continues to flow underneath the M3 motorway and then past Eastleigh and into Southampton, where it joins the River Itchen at the Salmon Pool at Wood Mill. But that is a story for another day.